Hello and welcome to this episode 71 of VocTerGaming. I am your host, the vocal terrorist, Jesse Rain, and we are here with a match from MLG featuring these two players. First of all, on Metalopolis, spawning in the west, we have our red Terran, STBomber! And spawning slightly in the northeast, we have our blue Terran. Here's MarineKingPrime.WE. Few things to talk about while this match starts up. First of all, I did go to replay on Saturday. Yes, it was amazing. Unfortunately, I don't have any footage. I did try and record some stuff, but it was so loud in there, you cannot hear a word anyone is saying. All you can hear is people playing Rock Band at full volume. So I shall not be uploading that. But anyway, it was a really fun day out. I met a lot of new friends, hopefully some of whom apologies, hopefully some of whom have subscribed to this YouTube channel by now, as I was handing out business cards during the day. Also did fairly well, came second in the Rock Band Challenge, did also enter the EGL Halo Reach tournament, unfortunately tied for second, and although my kill to death ratio was the best of players, sadly my assists were not, and so I did not go through to the further stage. So that's a shame, as apart from that, you know, it was a really good day. One kill, man, one kill, that's all it was. MarineKing there, making what is a very pleased face. That was sarcasm, by the way. Oh, I do like to see a sense of humour from players like that. That does enhance the experience somewhat for me. I do like that. And MarineKing is a wonderful person. As some of you know, if it was up to me, 98% of this channel would be MarineKing. The other 2% would be Slayers MMA. Because MarineKing is just the most likeable person in the world. He's so adorable. He's so likeable that Reddit got together, like people, just random people from Reddit, and paid for him to fly over from South Korea to attend MLG in North America. So that's absolutely brilliant, and that shows what kind of player he is. And that's part of the reason I love watching him. I mean, he's provided us with some amazing games throughout the years. We've had sneaky little racks there. We've had many amazing games from MarineKing, right from the second open season of the GSL, with his marine splits against banelings that made just banelings look pointless against everything, up to his more recent crazy base trade scenarios in TVT. He's just been wonderful. Of course, this is not to discount our red Terran here. This is not to discount Bomber at all. Bomber is a great player. He's never quite fulfilled the potential I think some people think he could have, especially in the GSL. However, he does really dominate everything else. Foreign tournaments, online tournaments, Bomber is a guy you could put money on every single time. As we see here, it looks like he's going Rax Factory Starport. Starport with Banshees. 1-1-1 build. Oh yeah. MarineKing, meanwhile, is going for the earlier expansion. That's something he tends to do a lot in TVT. And we're back. Horrible computer crash version 2. I do apologise that keeps happening. I am trying to fix it. I blame everyone that's not me. Okay, what the hell was I talking about? I was talking about MarineKing. Fast expansion. This is what he likes to do in TVT. Unfortunately, he also likes to lose TVT an awful lot. But to get into the game, as I lose my voice yet again, in what is turning into the worst cast of all time, he is trying to reap it into the base. Unfortunately, that gets shut down virtually immediately. And if we hop into the base of MarineKing, we see nothing at all. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Because Banshees will be coming. Banshees very shortly will be coming. Cloak is on the way. He doesn't have enough for scan, so he's not going to have anything stored. He is going to have this second orbital command rather. He is building a bunker, but it's not going to get up in time. These Marines are on the way. Now all he has right now is 3 barracks and an engineering bay. When that engineering bay finishes, he will be safer from the Banshees. Unfortunately, there is a timing where this Banshee is going to be able to get in and do some real damage. The Marines are now forced back from the front as they have to try and defend against this Banshee. This tech lab is researching Stim and it is going to go down. That is going to be absolutely horrible for Marine King. Oh, the Banshee is chased off finally. But Cloak is now finished. There is nothing he can do to stop this. Will in fact lose some Marines as well. Only 2 shots from a Banshee to kill a Marine. That SCV goes down. If he can stop Stim from happening. Oh! Bomber. Brilliant control from Bomber there to save that Banshee from the scan. And right now he's just going to focus down the barracks. Meanwhile, Marines have come into this mineral line. They are destroying absolutely everything. This is very, very tense right now. And once again, we are actually back as stuff is happening. Banshees are being deadly. This tech lab is going to die, but will it die before Stim? It looks like it will. Oh, Stim does not finish. Combat Shield, however, is on the way. That is, some would say, the more important upgrade. It does allow Marines to survive slightly longer. They are desperate for a scan right now to kill this Banshee, but there is not one forthcoming. Here comes the scan now. That Banshee does go down. We do have 2 more though from STBomber. As my fiancée messages me on Skype just to put me off my stride. I have no idea what's going on right now. This is the worst, most disjointed commentary you will have ever have heard. Why are you watching this video? Oh, that's right, because Bomber vs Marine King is awesome. And Bomber once again saves this Banshee. Oh no! Poor control there. Flies it right into the edge of that scan. And the Marines do manage to take it down. Now, there is a missile turret here. None yet in the main. Just one here that does allow these to be slightly caught. This Banshee is yet again here. The Marines try to retreat to the safety of the missile turret. Unfortunately, they are struggling right now, and 3 more Marines are about to come out to the path. Cloak does finish, or rather the energy runs out, and that last Banshee does go down. He has now switched to Medivacs, but that was a very, very strong start from Bomber. Stopping Stim is so, so big. It's now on the way again. As this... the bunker is taking down, of course, the neutral supply depot. Yes, that is exactly what that is. I was not thoroughly confused there for a second. I did not think Marine King was MMAing his own base. Not at all. Siege Tech is on the way for Bomber now. A starport is being built for Marine King. The question is, will he get a few Vikings out to counter the potential threat of the Banshee? Or will he in fact just react to it and pump out an absolute crap ton of Medivacs? Let's find out. He is going full Medivac. I think that's the right idea, because really you are not going to see a lot more Banshees on the way now. Realistically, there are just going to be some Medivac support, potentially with Vikings. Now what Marine King is trying to do here, I nearly called him MMA there. I'm totally thrown today. This has completely confused me. Everything feels wrong about today. But we're going to push ahead with the video and get it finished anyway. And hopefully we will do better tomorrow in game 2 of this. Okay, so Marine King now, with that 30 expansion going up, he does have Marines. Combat Shield is finished. Stim is about to finish, so this bio army will be strong. Infantry armor level 1 hitting at the exact same time for both men. Both men building extra factories as well. And it looks like Marine King is going to go for a little push. 1 Marine here at the Zelnaga Watchtower means he will see this attack coming. Stims those 2 Marines. So all he's seen right now is those 2 Marines. So as far as he's aware, as far as Bomber knows, Marine King may just be taking Zelnaga Watchtowers. And instead, it looks like, in fact, if he's pausing here, he's going to elevate her up. And in fact, the scan inside means he is definitely elevatoring in right now. Of course, that scan will mean Bomber knows something is happening. And Bomber is sending his army down here. Oh, Bomber! Lots and lots of damage could occur right now if he can attack with these Marines before this army arrives. He does have 2 siege tanks there though. And those two siege tanks will prove difficult. Both armies stim now. Oh, but the siege tank is going to set up. Starts to fire, and now he will lose a lot of Marines if he's not careful. Oh, that one medevac goes down, loses over half the Marines. And a sensor tower goes up for Bomber as this medevac retreats. Bomber, meanwhile, is expanding again, is also taking the same third base as Marine King in the opposite position. An armory going up for Bomber. And everything collapses into silence again. Siege tanks coming now from Marine King. Still lots and lots of bio on the way. He's going to have many reactor barracks. 1, 2, 3, 4 reactor barracks. Plus the tick lab. Surprised we are yet to see any marauders mixed into this. Marauders, as we well know, are very effective against siege tank armies. And well, while Bomber is... Oh dear, that is 4 siege tanks right there. That is going to melt. That is going to melt this army right here. But of course 4 siege tanks now out for Marine King 2. So this is going to quickly become a battle of positions as Bomber starts to research infantry weapons level 2 and the armory finishes for Marine King. In fact, 2 upgrades at a time now. Infantry armour and weapons on the way for Bomber. Meanwhile, Marine King is going to fall behind in those upgrades again. Something he needs to be very careful about. We are just past the 15-minute mark. Both players have their third bases fully operational now, as this will definitely become a much more positional battle. Infantry weapons level 1 and 2, and armour, level 2, armour level 2, and vehicle weapons 1 on the way for Marine King. Vehicle weapons level 1 on the way for Bomber 2. These players are mirroring each other so well at the moment. Bomber had the early advantage with that harassment. Marine King did get the third base up earlier. So it is going to be very close as a huge engagement takes place here. Siege tanks though, sieged for Bomber, not for Marine King. Does Marine King have siege? Marine King does not have siege mode. What is he thinking? That has got to be a mistake. That has got to be a mistake from Marine King. What you would... No, I'm sorry. Here, in fact, siege tech is now on the way. He definitely forgot that. That is going to prove to be huge. That sets him so far behind. If Bomber just pushes now, he could do a lot of damage. As he expands this 4th location, I really would like to see a push from Bomber, at least to come and set up in this gold base. If he finds out that Marine King's gold base is here, he could shut that down, and potentially the 3rd as well. There is not enough here to stop what Bomber has right now. And of course the defender's advantage does not exist for Marine King yet, because he does not have siege tech. I cannot believe he forgot that. That is such an amateur, such a Bronze League error there. And look at this, Bomber now pushing out from the south with these small army. Yes, I am excited, I am confused, I don't know what's going on. I haven't slept properly since about Friday night. Everything is confusing, everything is exciting. Marines coming in, attacking now. Removing the vision of Marine King from that zone angle watchtower. He does have siege tech now, so he will be able to defend this location. However, Bomber is flanking him from both sides. He's pretty much fully maxed now. He's pushing down into this base. It looks like he's going to come up and attack the 3rd of Marine King. It looks like he is. These siege tanks here, though, are taking some damage. Needs to be careful. Elevatoring Marines up in the air, doing a lot of damage. Bomber as well attacking the 3rd base at the same time. Escapes with the medevacs from Marine King's main and completely decimates the 3rd. Takes down the orbital command. And now Marine King is gonna struggle. Weapons level 3 for infantry coming from Bomber. Bomber is retreating with his siege tanks here, so it looks like he isn't going to want to take that. Oh, Bomber, you were on just normal move command. Walk straight into that army and we'll lose all that. That is just the kind of mistake that Bomber makes. It's so frustrating to watch. He did absolutely brilliantly there, taking out, and I like that, using that 1 siege tank at the Zelnaga watchtower to attack the planetary fortress. These Marines do come and take that siege tank out, however. But Bomber had gained such advantage by taking down that base. All he needed to do was get that army back home safely, and instead he lost it all. Now it looks like he has a medevac out here. is loaded with Marines, so if Bomber tries to retake this, he could well land some Marines again and make use of that drop. I'm also not too sure why Bomber hasn't taken this base right now. It looks to me like he could really have easily defended the gold at some point. And instead, he has allowed Marine King to secure his own gold. Looks like we have a drop coming in the top right-hand corner. I don't want to leave this too long, because elevatoring is going on. There is a drop coming from Bomber there, but elevatoring into the main again is Marine King. It's something you don't tend to see work that well, but he is committed to it right now. Does take down the reactor with the starport. That's not too helpful. It would be much better if he could take down a few of Bomber's Marines, and in fact losing quite a few both men. Oh, lures him into siege tank range, and Bomber loses so many Marines in that attack. Finally his siege tanks do catch up, and this will be shut down. But all that time is time that Marine King has had. Oh, but Bomber now dropping Marines into the main. He is trying to focus down the orbital command. He's not going to get it though, so that was a wasted attack. Unfortunately for him, if he'd been able to take down that orbital, that would really have been interesting. Unfortunately, he was unable to. And so right now, despite the fact that Marine King is slightly behind in the food, and ever so slightly behind in upgrades, there will be this small, tiny window where if Bomber attacks, he will have slightly better weapons. But I don't think it's going to be enough. Marine King right now has the advantage for me. Did lose that supply depot. That supply depot did burn down. So he needs to wait to remake. Bomber here looks like he's going for another drop. Infantry armor level 3 is about to finish for Marine King, as will weapons. So then it will be him with the advantage. And oh, if it finishes, will it finish? Come on! So close. A second earlier, and perhaps, just perhaps, that engagement would have been very different. Vehicle weapons level 2 is now on the way for Bomber though. As Marine King does leave some siege tanks here undefended. Now this is where a Banshee would have come in handy. If Bomber had another Banshee left, he'd have been able to drop a lot of these tanks while they were left undefended like that. Instead, Bomber is going to expand to the gold. Bomber will have taken at this point every single base on his side of the map. Marine King still has bases left to take. He has 2 relatively untapped bases right now. This third is back up. These SCVs are unfortunately going to the wrong command center. However, he does need to remember, if Bomber brings this medevac back, he could do a lot of damage now. And now, I love this drop play, beautiful from the medevacs here. Because siege tanks do splash damage, if you drop Marines on top of the siege tanks, all the siege tanks fire at one another and get caught in the splash. Oh, tanks going down now as Marine King just A-moves into siege tank lines. This is like old school play from Terran, but right now it's working. He just has enough to power through everything. Marine King, in fact, has an awful lot, and Bomber does not. Bomber has fallen very behind, gone all the way from 200 food to 133. Marine King is slightly ahead. He has the forces. He's at the enemy's gates, so to speak. He does take down that barracks. It's going to make it harder for him. But it looks like Bomber may perhaps have held this off. Instead, Marine King running up into the main, allowing vision for these siege tanks. And instead, Bomber is going to lose an awful lot of production now. I don't know if Bomber can keep this up. If Marine King can just keep the pressure on, I think we're going to see a GG from Bomber. But he needs to keep this pressure on right now. Bomber still with the extra bases will help. But of course, if you're in and amongst the production facilities, that is going to be enough to win you the game as a Terran. And right now, that is exactly where Marine King is. And it just looks like he has more stuff. And there we go, Startail Bomber GG's, and Marine King goes 1-0 in what I believe is the best of 3 from the MLG. Wow. Well, I apologise for the disjointed commentary. I completely apologise for how terrible that was. But I could not stop. There was no way I was not doing this game, because what a game that was. Taking nearly the entire map. Everything just absolutely fantastic. I cannot believe still Marine King forgetting siege tech. If Bomber had known that before, Bomber could have taken that game so easily. Anyway, that is it for today. I'll be back at a later time tomorrow. I'm visiting a friend in Manchester tonight. But thank you all very much for watching, and I will hopefully do better tomorrow. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all then.